Okay, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to another news-related video. This one is actually going to be a little bit longer because I'm going to talk about a lot of the backlash that the Nintendo Switch 2 is getting and all that. And I know I'm kind of late to this, but I've been having problems with my medication again, and then I also been trying to clean the house up because my dad's girlfriend was coming over and all that. She's pretty nice. She's pretty nice and all that. She was coming over and all. So I was trying to help straighten the house out and all that, and then and I've been also having some appointments and all that. I've been very busy, and even this week I'm gonna be very busy. I'll be talking more about that in an actual video because there's a lot I want to talk about in that video, and I don't want to be dragging that stuff on too long in these videos because I actually have 3 news-related videos. I have more of them that are coming out before this one, but I have like 3 more after this. Well, actually, no, wait, it'd be 2 more after this. Yeah, 2 more after this, and then I should be all caught up. But for me, though, I talk about the news. Like, I mostly put my thoughts on it. I don't really, keep up with it, because personally, a good chunk of this crap I just don't care about anymore, but I wanted to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 and all that, but I could wait a couple days, but because it's supposed to come out in a couple days, but I figured I'd just go ahead and talk about it now, and then I'll talk about more of it later, because I'm not getting the Nintendo Switch 2 when it comes out. I might get it in a few years or so, but I'm not gonna probably get it right off the bat. But I do want to talk about it, so and I'm gonna talk about why I don't plan on getting it right now and all that. But before we do that, you guys know the drill. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. I'm trying to get to 1K subs. We're getting closer. I believe we're at 555 subs right now. So I've got some triple fives going on. Thank you for the support. We're over halfway there. We're getting there. And remember, if we get to 1K subs, I do have a super reward video for you guys. I don't know how fast I'll get there, but when I get there, it may take me a little while to get to it, depending on how fast I get there, because, like I said, my dad's girlfriend is possibly gonna move in, so we gotta move some stuff around and all to make room and all that, so it's gonna be a mess. And also, it's summertime right now, so I'm gonna probably be taking some trips somewhere and all that, so, yeah. But also, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm over there. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and just start saying this. I do have a Divinity art, so I will take requests from people. I do have some art on there. I'm not really, into the whole, art, but it's for an older audience, and I'm doing this for other people. So, if you guys want to follow me on there, you guys can too. But remember, it's for an older audience, so it's not going to be for younger people. But, with Instagram and all that, I don't really plan on posting a lot of that stuff on there. But like I said, it's like another, a career thing I have over there on Divinity Art. Because I'm practicing my art and all that a little bit, but I'm over there. I'm actually using AI art. Probably shouldn't be doing that, but right now I can't really afford anything to do. I don't have time to be practicing my art right now. So I probably shouldn't be using that, but I don't know. But it's not like other people don't do it themselves anyway. When it comes to TV shows and all that, I would recommend just having actual people do it, but when it comes to just drawing something, a lot of people just do it themselves, so, I don't know, but that said, though, this introduction's been going on for a long time, so let's go ahead and drop into the video. Like I said, this is gonna be a longer video because I have a lot more to talk about. So the Nintendo Switch 2, as you guys know, it's getting ready to come out in a few days actually, and people are not happy about it. People are very pissed at Nintendo about the Nintendo Switch 2, and not only the Nintendo Switch 2, but Nintendo's backlash in general and all that. There's people that are like very pissed at them and all that, and you know, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. There's a lot of shit going on with the Nintendo Switch 2. People are like, it's too pricey and this and that, and I'm just like, I agree, you know, I totally agree. It's very pricey and all that, and there are some handful of you know, people out there that are defending Nintendo. I mean, there's like, when there's like a billion people in the, you know, the you know, or actually over a billion. I think there's like, what, like 8 or 9 billion people on the planet? You know, they're gonna have some people that are gonna defend, you know, companies like Nintendo, but it doesn't seem to be as common as when Disney pulled shit like this, because Nintendo is starting to kind of end up like Disney. They're getting very greedy and all that shit and all that, and it really sucks because, you know, like Disney, I which I once liked. I liked Nintendo too, but I'm just not liking them much anymore because they keep doing these stupid things that I don't like you know, between shutting the damn shops down, which I'm still pissed about. I'm gonna be pissed about it because I talked about when I was, you know, doing the Wii U and 3DS, showing off the shops. I talked about my frustration with them. I hated that they weren't offering any deals. They were shutting them down, and they were also shutting down, not just that, they were shutting down, like, the themes. So on the 3DSs and all that, you could no longer buy themes. Like, if you're gonna shut the shit down, that's fine, but I feel like keeping the themes on the, you know, the systems, that would be better. Like, it'd be better to keep them on, and yeah, you can get them on the newer consoles, too, but I'm like, I mean, it's not like you're gonna constantly, you know, be playing the games over and over again, because they're just themes, they're not really games, and I don't really like that. I don't like that they did that, you know. I kind of wish they, because there are some themes I actually wanted to get, but couldn't get, because, well, they closed the shops down early. They closed them down early, a few hours earlier than they said they were. Now, they did eventually, and they did go back and, like, I think refund people's money, but I couldn't really get around to doing that. I tried to do that, but I don't know, it was a mess and all that. I just didn't get around to doing it, and I was just like, I wouldn't have got everything I wanted anyway, because, well, again, because I'm like, they didn't really offer any deals. They closed it down, and I don't like that. I don't like that they closed down, you know, that stuff at the same time. They also cut the damn online functions of the older systems. And yeah, you can, you know, play on Switch Online and all that on the Switch, and then soon the Switch 2. But like, you're paying this money for it. It's not like you have access to all the games, you know. And I just don't understand why, like, you can't just, like, I mean, I think even the Xbox 360 and, yeah, even the PS3 you can still access the you know, the networks and all that on there. The Nintendo consoles, you can. They pretty much want you to buy the Switch 1. And that's kind of the problem. That's kind of where it's going to probably bite them in the ass with the Switch 2 here, because they're really pushing you to play these newer consoles. And it's just pissing people off, because, you know, we're going to talk about the Switch 2 in a second, but on the Switch 1, though, here's the thing with the Switch 1. I've said this before, I'll say it again, I think it's overrated. Now, to be fair, I have not played, you know, a lot of the games. I played some, but not really enough to really, you know, like, talk about, like, my complete thoughts on the Switch, you know, 1. That said, though, I can say the console itself is very overrated. Like, it is a huge downgrade compared to the Wii U, 3DS, Wii, and DSi, and all that. It is a huge downgrade, because those consoles had, like, their very own menu. They had some games with them. They had music. Like I mentioned too, the 3DS had its own background themes you can make. I think the Wii U may have that too. I don't remember because they had this thing called Club Nintendo, which by the way is no longer around either. They shut that down too. And it's just annoying. Like it is annoying. Like I mean they that the Switch 1 is very boring. Like it is very boring. There's no theme to it. It's just boring. And people are starting to come out and say that. Now there are some people out there that don't really seem to care and more just want the games. And I mean, yeah, the games are very important too, but that's kind of the problem. That's where the Wii U kind of came in. I think the Wii U, the opposite. See, the Wii U did not have a lot of actual games for the console. Now, it did have some, and some people are kind of going back and forth on which is better, the originals or the Switch ports, but they didn't have, like, a ton of games. Like, they never had an actual official, 3D Mario game. They had Mario 3D World, but they didn't have, like, an actual 3D Mario game where, like, the 64 had, they had, Mario 64, obviously, because Mario 64 is on the 64. And then, the GameCube had, they had a 3D Mario game, too. They had, like, Mario Sunshine. The Wii had 2 3D games, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. And then, like, the DS had, Mario 64 DS, which was technically a remake, but they changed it enough where it felt kind of more fresh, but I guess it was a remake. Then the 3DS and Wii U kind of just didn't have any 3D Mario games at all. They didn't really have a lot of 3D anything. I think even Donkey Kong, I think they didn't have as much to going there. They had some games, but not a lot. And that's kind of where the Switch, I feel like, kind of where it was the highlight at with it, but, with the Wii U and all that, the thing is that what made the Wii U so much better with the console part is the Wii U had a great menu and all that. It had a theme, and you could like go to the Nintendo browser and like have Amiibo performing on stage. It was really cool. Like it was really cool and all that, and I just don't think the Switch 1 is going to hold up as well. I think it's going to probably hold up well right now, especially with the backlash the Switch 2 is getting, but I don't think it's going to hold up as well as people think. People are telling me it's going to be fine, but I'm like, I don't think it's going to hold up as well as a console. It's going to be kind of like the Gamecube in a way. If you think about the Gamecube, like, I don't think it's going to hold up as well because, well, I mean, the Gamecube was a very good console too, and actually, I actually want a GameCube, and I have a Nintendo Wii. Actually, to be fair, I'm technically collecting all the Nintendo consoles. Yeah, I'm actually doing that. I'm on a marathon on a hunt to collect all the Nintendo consoles. I actually got a good chunk of them. I had a GameCube and a 64, but my dad's ex-girlfriend stole it. That was a different girlfriend. She stole it and stuff. So I lost my 64 and my GameCube. So that really sucked. But I will say though, I'm gonna hunt to get that stuff. That said though, the GameCube though doesn't have like an actual menu, if I remember correctly, compared to the other stuff and all that. That said though, like it had a big library of games like the Switch. It had a huge library of games, and I think honestly, in my opinion, I think again, the GameCube's the same way. I haven't really played a lot of the games. That was because I didn't have access to a lot of the games because they weren't available on the shop for a while. But from what I heard and what I played, a lot of the games are really good on that system. They're really good, and that's the thing. A lot of them are very good, games. They're very good. They're very good games. That said, though, even though they're, good games, like I said, there's no really menu with it, and that's kind of where the Wii U kind of came in. And then, we had the Switch. It's kind of in the same problem. So I feel like, that's the thing. I feel like maybe a lot of people might have the Switch 1 because of the games, because a lot of people are like trying to like pirate the games because they don't actually own the games. But that's kind of the problem there. But like I said, there's no really theme to it. So like, is it going to hold up as well, as older consoles? I don't know. I don't think it's going to. Even people are coming out and saying that. That said, though, we got the Switch 2 here, which is actually what I want to talk about. And from what I see, the Switch 2 kind of looks like exactly like a Switch 1. Now, I could be wrong. That's kind of why I'm probably going to make an update video talking about that. But what I see is the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to have like the same looking menu. Like, I think it looks a little bit different, but it looks pretty much the same. And it looks like it's just gonna be like a very generic, like a very cheap, you know, it's gonna be a freaking very cheap, it's gonna be basically a more powerful Switch 1. It's basically the Wii U all over again. Only the Wii U at least looked like the Wii U had a completely different menu and all that, you know, compared to the Wii. Well, I guess it had the Wii's menu too built in it. But it still had, you know, its very own menu. It just looks basically the same for the Switch 2. And it looks the exact same. It does. It looks freaking exactly the same. And that's the problem there. And, yeah, they're adding some, like, features to it. Now, one feature they're not going to add, which really pisses me off, is, screen recording. So, I don't know if I brought this up before, but the original Switch can only record 30 seconds. And from what I heard is, apparently it is not going to have, there's only going to be 30 seconds on the Switch 2 as well, which I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, but, like, what the fuck? Why are they doing this? Like, I'm sorry, like, isn't this supposed to be a damn improvement over the original Switch? Like, it doesn't feel like they're fixing a lot of the problems that the original Switch had. Like, it just feels like they're repeating the same shit over and over again. Now, again, they're adding some stuff like FaceTime and all that, like, so you can, like, you know, talk to people from, like, other rooms, which is cool. But I'm just like, that just fucking sucks. Like, I'm sorry, it really does. Like, as somebody who lets plays games, that means, like, if I want to play these games, I'm gonna have to record the TV more. And that's just annoying. Like, I don't want to have to record the TV more. Like, I mean, I could probably edit the videos down the road, but I'm just like, I don't want to have to edit them. I just want to be able to screen record the crap. Because on the PS5 and Xbox, I believe the Xbox, I haven't really tried it yet, but I believe you can actually screen record on there. You know, you can screen record. But you can't do that on the Switch 2. I'm just like, why? Like, why the hell did they make it 30 seconds? Like, that's not really a lot. I guess if you want to showcase a clip, but I'm like 30 seconds is not a lot. Especially when you have, like, you know, the PS5 and all that recording for an hour and all that, and then you have, like I said, the Xbox doing the same thing, and then you have your previous consoles, the freaking 3DS, they can record 10-minute videos. So it makes the camera just feel so useless on the console. It does. That said, though, I'm not really playing with it a lot, but I'm like, from what I can gather, it can only record for 30 seconds on the Switch 1 and the same with Switch 2. Which, that just fucking sucks. I'm sorry, it is just terrible. Like, why the hell would they do that, you know? So yeah, I guess if I'm gonna let's play games, which I'm probably gonna end up doing in the future, I guess I'll just screen record, or I'll just record the TV again, I guess. I mean, I could use my capture card, but I can't get it to work, and to buy another one, I'm like, it just costs too much money, you know, like right now, so I'm like, I'd be better off just using that, maybe better off just, you know, recording the TV, you know, but that's just annoying. I'm sorry, but that's just annoying, you know, but I don't know. I'm just, like, sick of that and all that, that they're gonna have, like, a new console here, but they're not gonna do much to really fix it and all that, so, that's really annoying there, and like I said, the pricing is what's really gonna probably hurt this console, I think, is the pricing. It is too expensive. I've heard, you know, like, they're gonna have, like, games that are, like, $80 and all that. They're gonna have $80 games, and then the consoles are gonna be expensive. I've been looking at the consoles, though. It looks like they're not gonna be too expensive, but the games are what's really concerning, because there's even games on the Switch 1 I still don't have, because, I mean, even $60. $60 is not too bad, but, like, you know, But like $80 is freaking expensive as hell. It really is. And I want to say this, promise, I mean, well, I want to promise, I mean, please don't get mad at me for saying this, but I really need to say this, so I was watching, this is one of the people I feel like that's kind of defending Nintendo a little bit. I don't mean to shit talk him because I really like this YouTuber here, but, have you guys heard of Nathaniel Bandy? You guys heard of him? He has a pretty popular channel. I do like his content and all that. He hasn't really been posting a lot on YouTube here, but he's been posting on Twitch. Which I don't really go on Twitch much, but he was doing a Paper Mario marathon, and I wanted to watch, him play Super Paper Mario. So in his Super Paper Mario, one of his live streams, he's talking about, like, the Nintendo Switch 2 in the games, and how it seems like he's getting kind of offended by people shitting on, this and all that, and I'm just like, okay, well, apparently he's like, it's not true and all that, and I'm just like, it's not gonna be, like, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal because you're paying for DLC, but I'm just like, you're paying for DLC, but you're not paying for it all at once, it's like, it's kind of not really a fair comparison, like, the game is like, the games were like $80 and you add them up, but like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you're paying for it separate. You're paying for the $60 game separate, and then you can buy the DLC down the road. He's acting like it's not really that big of a deal, and again, I don't want to sound like I hate him, because I don't hate him, I really like his content, but yeah, I kind of don't really like how he kind of gets like that on his channel sometimes, where he kind of just like acts like it's not, well, it's not really, I shouldn't say like not acts like it's a big deal, but more so kind of, it feels like he's kind of defending Nintendo a little bit there and all that, but yeah, he did that on one of his live streams. I saw, like he was talking about it, and I'm just like, I said, I don't mean to, shit talk on him, but I'm just like, I hate people that are like that. Like, I'm like, you can't just like defend people like this. You can't, the companies like this, that's kind of why they do these stupid things. It's kind of like, I said when Disney, would up their prices at the parks and all that. I had people out there like, defending them and all that and saying it's not a big deal and all that, and now look where we're at. Like they're charging several hundred to thousands of dollars to go to their fucking parks and all that, and that's all because people would kiss their butts and all that, and like, I said, pay the crap and all that, and that's kind of the problem there, and I just don't like people like that, but like I said, Nathaniel Bandy, for the most part, is a pretty good YouTuber, but I have to call him out for that. I don't really like that he was kind of talking like that. Even in his video on YouTube, people are like, okay, but like DLC is, like you're not really paying for the game separate, and people are right. You're like, you're paying for the game separate. You're not really like paying for it all at once, like that's kind of the thing there. With the Switch 2, though, you're basically paying for the games all at once, and that's the problem. And now that's the thing, though. Not all the games I don't think are gonna be $80, but a good chunk of them are going to be, and that's where I think it's going to hurt them because of that. And that's the thing. I think some people are willingly going to buy it. Like I said, people like Nathaniel Bandy will probably go out and buy it. But to be fair, Nathaniel Bandy also does reviews and stuff too, so that's probably why he'll buy it. And like I've talked about, I probably won't buy the Switch 2 down the road, but I'm not going to buy it right now. It's just not worth it, especially if it looks like it's just going to be the same thing as the first one. I'm like, it's not worth it. Plus, you don't even really own the games. Yeah, you don't even own the games. You do not own the games. So I'm like, basically, they're flat out telling you you don't own them. So I'm just like, it's not really worth it. Plus, they're like out there. They're also out, Nintendo's out there fucking threatening people too. Apparently, if you pirate their games or something, like on their Nintendo Switch 2, they will literally shut it down. So that means they have literally control over your Switch. I swear, Nintendo, a lot of times, I swear they act like they're the fucking government. They really do. Now, Nintendo's been like this throughout history. I mean, they've been like this for... I mean, back in, when that new Super Mario Bros. Wii came out, actually, somebody got early access to it. I think if it was by accident or something, I don't remember what happened there, but they literally fucking broke into his damn house, took all his shit and all that, which technically I think should be illegal. You know, I think that should be illegal. You know, I don't think you're supposed to be doing that, but I don't know. I mean, we live in a world where, again, that people are trying to censor, you know, shit like anime and all that, so who the hell knows? Who the hell knows on that? But, like I said, we got Texas out there fucking banning that stuff. So, I don't know. But that just seems a little bit, that should be, I think, illegal. You can't just break into somebody's house and, you know, take their shit. But, I don't know. But, like, that's pretty much what they do. They act like the government. And, I mean, even if they think somebody stole something or if they even did, you're supposed to go to court and all that. You don't just break into their damn house. You know, that's not okay. And that just kind of gets me concerned. I'm like, what if people try to do that with their older consoles too? Because that's the thing that, like I said, with their older consoles, like when they shut the Wii U and 3DS shops down at the same time, I wasn't able to get everything because they wouldn't offer any deals. I was screwed over by some money, and like I said, I could have got that fixed, but honestly, it was kind of a hassle to get taken care of anyway, so I was just like, I didn't want to fiddle with it, because I couldn't get all the games I wanted, because it was all screwed up, and I didn't like that, you know, and like I said, I thought about calling and trying to straighten it out, but I'm like, I wouldn't have been able to get all the crap I wanted anyway, because I wanted to get the themes and all that, so I'm like, I think I deserve to, like, be able to mod my older systems to, like, you know, at least get the themes, you know, off the shops, you know, like, maybe, like, DLC and all, maybe it could be a different story, but, like, because you can, you know, probably get the games and all on the shop, but, like, themes are definitely a different story. Themes are, like, stuff you could get them on probably newer consoles, too, but, like, but some of them probably won't be as good as, you know, older ones or something, you know, but I don't know. I just think it's just annoying. Like, I really do think it's annoying. But yeah. I mean, I probably if they threatened me and took me to court, I'd literally be like this. I'd be like, well, they were shutting down both shops at the same time and all that. And well, not only they shut down both at the same time, they wouldn't give me. Well, they wouldn't give people like deals and all that. And technically, I'm not really, you know, I'm not really stealing anything because it's not available anywhere else, you know, and, I don't know, I'd be like, they screwed me out of money and all that, you know, so I'm just like, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. Like I said, this whole thing is just fucking ridiculous and all, it's just ridiculous, and like I said, there's just drama going all over the damn place with the system here, and I think I've heard people are even canceling their orders, too, for the Switch 2, I've been hearing people... Like, I've been hearing reports from, like, Walmart and all that. People were pre-ordering the Switch 2. Now they're not. You know, they're just not doing it anymore. And, I mean, I think there's people out there that are going to buy it. But I'm just like, is it going to be another Wii U situation? Like, I don't know if it'll sell as bad as the Wii U did. But, like with the Wii U and all, the biggest problem with it is it wasn't advertised well. It was not advertised well, and it didn't have as many, first party games. It had some good games on it, but it didn't have, like, a ton, you know, compared to, like, the 3DS, the DS, the Wii, and Gamecube before it and all that, but, like I said, there wasn't even a 3D Mario game on it, and most of the, besides 3DS, most of the consoles around that time before that had, like, at least one 3D, like, major 3D Mario game on it, you know, and not counting 3D World or 3D Land, you know, because 3D Land was on the 3DS. But I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just like, you know, I feel like it's just going to end up not performing very well. I feel like this is going to end up being a big problem for them and all that, and, people are like, it's going to do fine, but I'm just like, is it going to do fine? Because I'm like... If people can't afford the games and all that, and they keep, like, threatening people like this, are people going to even want to buy the shit, you know? I don't know. But I do want to point this out too, that I think Nintendo in Japan and Nintendo in America are two different companies too. So I think it's kind of like Disney, where I think, well, Disney across the seas, a lot of the parks and all are owned by different people, so they tend to be run better. So I don't know, but I'm just like, I still don't want to see any part of the company go downhill, but it looks like we're getting to that. We're getting to that pretty bad, but I don't know. But I don't know if there's really anything else I'm going to talk about. Because I think I pretty much talked about everything I want to talk about here. I will talk more about it probably when it comes out. Maybe I don't know if I'll do it right off the bat because I'm going to be busy this week, but I don't know. I'm just so pissed about this stuff and all, and I'm kind of tired of people kind of, like I said, defending people like this and all that. But I want to clarify too. Like I said, I know I was shit talking on Nathaniel Bandy's quote there, but like I said, I don't really hate Nathaniel Bandy. I in fact really like his content, but I just don't like how he does that sometimes, or he will defend Nintendo and all that. But he is a pretty nice person. Like, he really is. Like, I've talked to him on, his streams and all. He's pretty nice, but, like, he's pretty chill. But I just don't really like how he does that sometimes. But it's not that big of a deal. I mean, there's people out there that'll literally call you names and all that. And those people I cannot stand. I cannot stand those people. But, with that said, though, I'm going to probably go ahead and let things go from here. I will see you all later for more on videos, because I do have 2 more planned. Watch out, 3 more, because I'm going to talk about like an update video too, but I don't know when that'll happen. But anywho, bye-bye.